A space trucker finds his life lacking his...
Say a number between 1 and 50.
4 million!
$50
17! Someday, I want you to take prompts from my cat version story and feed them into Grok or whatever it is and see how close it gets to the start of my story. Not today, though. True. Because what we're going to do is we're going to write the plot, right? We're going to read cat version, chapter 6. We're going to put this story through Grok. We're going to get Grok's story. And then we're going to write my story. It's a process. This is my creative process. Unraveled to the world. He's been using a business vessel for 10 years. Finds it's time to start thinking about moving up. He begins to start investing money, which is now, here's the twist, instead of a gold standard, which is useless in this time, it is a stock market value based on the perceived public interest in such thing, i.e. a sport such as football, a religion such as Christianity, an idea such as gravity, as well as basically anything you can think of. This is all used as cryptocurrency, and NFTs are used as a base for the like physical representation. Used as a representation of that idea. So basically it's an NFT, and that NFT is connected to an idea, and that idea is whatever value is placed on it. And the idea behind the extrapolation of this is if you had like a centralized AI that congregated all of the data through like subspace and didn't have to travel a certain amount of distance. And it's like there's a soft world building here that starts you off with the idea that there is the ability to send messages beyond the speed of light instantly, but there is yet to be a way of travel that's been created for instantaneous travel, essentially. That seems like it could be very annoying. have to be cautious in using Grammarly to edit your work because sometimes it can't understand that you're using a plural and it thinks you've accidentally added the S without an apostrophe and thinks you don't need the S in the first place. That's why I honestly really don't care about grammatical errors and shit like that. Like especially when it comes to like dialogue with characters, and especially when it's like in first person to a specific character. It's like, if it's in their head, shouldn't it be canon to that and not like abstract from it? I feel like that's a good representation of the person, is the flow of that perception and language, especially like context and sentence structure and word choice. Very, very important. This is all used as cryptocurrency, and NFTs are used as the representation of that idea. Right, and this all comes from a congregation of an AI that congregates all of the data across the entirety of humanity, across the entirety of all galaxies, and the interest the public has on these certain things manifest in a physical form as currency to invest in on the stock market. So, and a new idea has appeared on the stock market. Stargates. The idea that you can send digital messages faster than light using quantum mechanics, but society has yet to figure out how to do this with physical matter. The assumption is it's possible because it can be done with data. Main character invests in this technology for the long run because he has to sleep for multiple years, up to 50 or so years between transits from planets. Okay, so the location is, whoops, outer space / space truck. Time period. $13,755 to like 12 million. Yeah, that's 12 million. Captain Jervik. Nelson. Single whole truck. Oh, it's between the stars. Mundane life of removing overflow back logs of out-of-date merchandise. Okay, so let's do this one very short, like, so Captain, and this is like a contrast, like he feels like he's getting old, it's been 8,000 years since he started trucking. It has been a total of 10 years for him personally due to sleeping in cryostasis. My God, I can't spell. Jesus. Due to sleeping in cryostasis for so many years between hauls. We plan to invest using cryptocurrency to create enough money to buy his own vessel. Discovering the Stargate stock, he invested early and started making money. He bought his own ship. And eventually, he had enough money to have multiple ships automated and his own business. He is now a true businessman. He visited the central stock market hub and to invest other technologies. I forgot to mention one important thing. That's a really long plot. I don't think it really matters. I have to remember that I need to mention it. No, it'd be here. So it's actually... Okay, so let's rewrite this. Captain discovers the Stargate technology has gone into such a state of research it is on the crypto stock imagines how long it would take for this technology to make his trade useless. So his reasoning for investing in it is that he's like, if it's successful, I will be out of a job. But if I invest in it and it's successful, I won't need a job. So it kind of facilitates my idea of like my againstness of people that are against AI. Where I'm like, AI is just a natural evolution of technology. It's not what people think it is. It's AI to me. I don't know what AI means to you guys. When someone says AI, what do you guys actually think? But yeah, the replicators, man. Don't ever get started on fucking replicating. That shit is gonna be the undoing of Everton. Invest in other technologies and gains an eye for advancing tech because of how long he has been alive, how much he has seen in his time as a trucker. The day finally comes when the Stargate is completed and is an available technology to the public. With a massive fortune and sights set on much more to gain, it has now been 10 years for Captain personally, and let's call it 800,000 years. No, I think that's a little much. It was 8,000 for 10. But then he got a bigger ship and he started doing other things. So I think it's actually only... It's only been like 3,000 years. Actual time. So it's like 11,000 years. He now has his own planet. He has casinos, hotels, and a paradise resort planet with a small piece reserved for himself. He has an underground bunker where he spends most of his days. Most of his hours out of cryostasis. Surveying and predicting the stock market getting richer and richer. He was enjoying it so much. He was extending the period between sleeps longer and longer to see the graph go higher. Until one time he wakes up and there is indication something went wrong. After a few 100,000 years of wasting his time with the markets, his planet had been struck. And his Stargate destroyed. He had no vehicle to leave the planet and no one to come get him. The place appeared to have been abandoned long before the event. It's the only one here who could not leave the planet. His riches unspent, he looks down at his weary, elderly body and despairs that he wasted his life chasing an imaginary line. All right. I'm not even going to bother with this for this one, because this is just more about world building and it's less about the character themselves, whereas before it's been like a lot more about actually let's change this because we weren't sure what year, and then plus as Captain was born, started shipping at 35 in at age 35 in the year. There, that'll give the AI just like kind of a little bit more to work with that. After characters, we want perspective. First person from Captain What did the peanut say when he got smashed? No idea, Sean. Dude, where's my jar? Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. Enough preamble. Let's do this shit. Okay, so. His name. Character's name. Captain Jervik Helsing. That was my personal joke from that one movie, Dude, Where's My Car? Yeah. No. My kids came up with their own knock-knock jokes, and they were actually good. KK, who's there? I am. I am who? Shouldn't you know? KK, who's that? Guess. Guess who? That's your job. For a second there, I was like, wait. Can I make a KKK joke out of this? That's just instantly where my mind goes. I mean, it's pretty clever. I love the roundabouts. Roundabouts are the best way to go when it comes to a knock-knock joke. Best humor is either true and hurts someone, or it completely subverts someone's expectations. The depravity of a writer's mind and humor. Exactly. You just you when you don't have any mental blocks holding off those areas, your mind just goes right into them. And I think that's maybe a problem people have with creativity, is they don't allow their mind to go to places that, yeah, sure, it shouldn't, but it's funny. And humor beats all, and as long as there's no intent to harm, it's fucking funny. I was expecting a KKK joke, too. We all know what the best KKK joke in the entire fucking world is. And I guarantee you guys know it, you just can't say what it is. God damn it, why can't I find it? I'm like, I hate it when it's like, the funniest, easiest ones are the ones you can't fucking find. It's from the Chappelle Show, and it's the skit where he was raised, by the kid's blind, so he was raised by, parents that told him that he was white, so he would fit in with all the other kids, because he went to school with like a bunch of other blind kids. And he becomes a KKK member, and then the whole thing is like him doing his KKK speech, and he's like, I don't even fucking care, I'm taking this shit off, and he takes it off, and he's fucking black. Oh my fucking god. People who are right-handed are left brain dominant and ground in the mundane. Left-handed people are right brain dominant and are creative and struggle with the mundane. I am both because despite being right-handed, I am left eye dominant, which messes up the equation, making me creative and ground in the mundane. See, I'm left-handed, but I'm also ambidextrous. So I'm in the exact same boat as you, Sean. We got the mundane and the fucking creative. We are the Sumari, the creators, the people that bring innovation and creativity and breathe life. We twinning again. Exactly, Sean. This is fucking awesome. My favorite one is about a KKK member that wets the bed, so he wears rubber cloak and hood. Oh man, whatever happened to humor? Why do people become such butthurt assholes, man? Why can't we just go back? Like, why can't we just go back to the comedy? Like, you know what we should do? We should round up all the people. Like, what we should do is we should go around and, like, make a small joke about someone. And if they get offended by it, we should lock them up. To be clear, that doesn't prevent left-handed people from doing mundane things or a right-handed person from being creative. But it's easier to stick with the what your brain is wired for. Exactly, Sean. It's more of a simple flow as opposed to, like, hurdles that you have to overcome and more of, like, a hop. Like, sometimes both of them can be like a hop, but it's, like, massive hops. Whereas I find other people that are, like, you know, where's my brother? He's left-handed, but he's not, like, creative like I am. He's creative in a different sense. He's, like, creatively gifted in, like, a physical manipulation of the world, whereas I'm just, like, mental. Holla! Santi119392! Welcome, welcome! How you going, good sir? Welcome to the stream. You're in the middle of writing. If we could ever get back to it, we keep getting distracted. This is going to be like, we're not even going to get anywhere into the story. Mechanically creative is no less creative than artistic creativity. Exactly, right? I'm just good at creating things in my head. I'm bad at bringing them into the world. He's good at bringing them into the world. So it's like he's even, like, I have a wider scope of creativity, but his creativity is more defined, so it can, like, I feel like my thing, sabes español, yeah, Nihongo o hanashimasu, Eigo o hanashimasu, Español o hanashimasen, sumimasen, o genki desu ka? I feel like his creativity is more, like, refined and, like, detailed, and that's why it doesn't cast as wide of a net, whereas I find mine is cast more of a net, but it doesn't have the definitive, like, ideas. Like, I can't hold that many ideas in my head at one time, but the scope of what I have, it's like bringing things up on the computer screen, right? I can only have a certain amount of things up on the computer screen, but I can have like 100 fucking million things running in the background. I built my own water filters for aquariums and ponds. I don't change water for my turtle. I only add more. Her water tests perfect, even though it's years old now. Well, all water is the same water, right? The water that you're drinking, like Genghis Khan drank. The water that you drank, frickin' dinosaurs drank, right? It's all the same shit. It's just what's in it plus the H2O, right? All from its cradle. Shirt stand 556677. Please. Enter. Buzz to life is data key. Interference. That felt like its own accent. This point. I kind of want to change that. You know, Spanish, but I'm Mexican. I don't know Spanish. Cool that you're Mexican, but I don't speak Spanish. I mean, I could Google Translate. Let's do some Google Translate then, bro. I'm down for that. And they do it anyways with Japanese, so why not Spanish? Understand the scope of this sentence using AI to translate. There might be some lost in translation.
¿Puedes comprender completamente el alcance de esta oración al usar IA para traducir? Es posible que se pierda algo en la traducción.
That was pretty great. I'm sure that wasn't pronounced anywhere near what it was supposed to, but that was pretty great. I'm supposed to do a 25% water change every week, and if I was using a store-bought filter, I'd be dumping all that water, but my filter cycles the entire volume of water 10 times per hour through a massive filter doing mechanical and biological filtration. Nice, Sean. That's dope. Your turtle must be a very blessed being. Unfortunately, I don't have the cadence to work with a pet like that. God, I would just neglect it and it would die, and I would feel horrible. That's just the way it goes. So, okay, Sean, what do you think about this? Since it's so far into the future, I'm having this consideration of changing the word Roger to Bob. Do you think that's, like, too throw-offy, or do you think that's funny? I went to a surgery museum yesterday and got to see a micropene in a jar. Damn, Eggy, that's insane. Did it look bigger than your mom's clitoris? I mean, what? Don't get a turtle. They're expensive as all get out. You want to hear a funny story, Sean? So my friend, his family owns a farm, right? Like, used to be a Christmas tree farm, now it's a walnut farm. But they do pretty well with it. It's a massive acreage and everything, right? And they've had it's been in their family for like 300 years. So what he wants to do is, in his will, basically, when he dies, his family has to buy a brand new born tortoise. And no one gets any money until that tortoise dies of old age. It's like 300 years. Roger is a really funny name in the UK, since that's another word for sex. That's like Johnson here being another word for penis. Should I change it to, instead of saying Roger, should I just say Johnson? Should I just like swap Roger and Johnson like Fuddruckers and Buttfuckers and Idiocracy? I could say Bob, I could say Dennis. Like, I want to throw something really fucking random in here that's like a complete change to the world because of the amount of time. It's like, after this period of time, they're not going to still say Roger. They're going to have some other, you know, saying for it. I'm just... What a movie! Where's Johnson? Who's that? That guy whose name has to do with sex? Oh, Roger! True. I'm just gonna go Bob's your uncle. Bob's your uncle! Nah, my uncle's Kenny. They killed him. Those bastards. Total joke. Exactly. Exactly. Sets are engaged and ready for receiving. Last out 34, 56, 67, stamp. Whole job was giving out pens. When I was in the military, I had to go to some random tiny room to get some pens, and there was a 35-year-old man sat in this cupboard room, just like Idiocracy. Poor guy guarding stationery all day. Oh, man. Honestly, the room was like a wardrobe too, and it had only a tiny lamp. So when I saw Idiocracy, I was like, oh shit, it's Pen Guy. Oh my god, that's fucking awesome. That's like the Napa guy at the Bonneville Power Administration. They have an auto shop on site, but the parts belong to Napa until they get signed out by the Napa guy. Can you imagine that? You work for an auto parts store, but have to get a full federal background check, and you only have one customer. Well, welcome to the way that the world works, right? Oops. I think it's funny how people balk at the idea of doing custodial work, but will degrade themselves to work fast food. Fast food does all the custodial work, plus dealing with customers and food, while being paid minimum wage and having almost no benefits. While custodial has less work and gets at least $5 per hour more without dealing with customers. True. That's, to
Who do you
me...
think the next pope will be?
I honestly, I don't even know who or what, like, the popes are. Like, I do not keep up with that at all. I do not give a fuck. Not an interest to me. Didn't even know, like, I thought Valiant Boy was just fucking around. I didn't know the Pope actually fucking died. I was like, shit, okay. That sucks. Alright, are we getting the douche or the turd sandwich as the next one? Like, what the fuck? on Easter is some crazy work. Yeah, truly, Levi. God said you are worthy. You can be the new sacrifice, the new Jesus. The Pope's like, wait, what? Also, the recent popes have all been pretty decent. I heard Asmongold talking about it. He said, yeah, like the new generation of popes are more, they're like less fundamental, like religious, and more like businessmen. I think that's how he put it. I want an African pope just to annoy the racist, or a Filipino one just because it will be kind of funny. Are you talking about Peter Turkson and Luis Antonio Tagle? No fucking idea. That's out of my court, guys. That's way beyond me. Oh, wait, this is... Wait, it was 56? Okay, yes, this is 34, 58, 27. Actually, 46. I just want to see the meltdown of American Catholics of the Pope if the Pope is black. Most Americans won't care. The few that do would be laughed at. Popes aren't inherent nor necessarily the holiest. It's not that they need prayers either, just that it's good to pray for them because God will judge them more harshly due to their position of authority. Plus, the interior design of the Vatican felt like the house of some mad African dictator. Yeah, just, you know, all the freaking murals and paintings and pictures and statues and extravagance, and it's like, do you really need to show off that much? I'm no Catholic myself, though I am Christian. I try to live my best life being a good person because I feel it's right, not to gain favor. I focus on the line your faith has made you whole. I feel that everyone who has a true faith will be accepted, even if they got the details wrong. Exactly. Not sure Jesus intended for gold-plated walls. That's how I feel too, Sean. It's one of the intent and the position that you're in and the action that you take should be like the three things that are taken into consideration, right? How did you get here? Why did you do what you did? And how did you act afterwards? Because some people have outbursts and they just freak out and then they apologize afterwards and it never happens again. Because they stop holding shit in after that point. I remember they had a full room of Roman statues too, like one of those hoarder shows all shoved in there. Yep, I'm sure I've seen something like that as well. Fucking ridiculous. Now I can't remember what I'm supposed to do here. Callie go burr! Welcome, welcome, Caliber! How is it going? Welcome, welcome. We're doing a little bit of a short stream today, so in order to get everything through, I think we're going to spend maybe 10 more minutes on this. I'm learning about myself. That's always a scary thing, Caliber. It's always a scary thing learning about yourself. What is he? Okay, so we've got detaching because so his ship. I hate going into commercially built churches. Being in a genuine church, it was built with donated materials on donated land, donated time. You felt welcome even if nobody was there. Well, commercially built churches, despite being filled, make me feel wrong being there. What you learning, Caliber? I quite like the displays of opulence. They're meant to illustrate the glory of God, not express the vanity of the church body. See, I can accept that, Levi. Just as much as I can accept the fact that if they are doing it just for, like, vanity, it's still, like, that's the proof of them still being human. Right? I don't like the megachurch stuff because that's vanity. Yeah. Yeah. Like, the fact that the Vatican has a wall around it and it's treated as if it's its own country. I think that it could be treated like its own country in the aspect of religion, but it shouldn't be treated like its own country in, like, tax laws. No, yeah, like, it is actually its own country. They've got their own taxes, their own shit to deal with, their literal own governmental structure, their own laws, and everything just in that small little place. And it's like, isn't that a bit much? Opulence is fine, but then don't ask me for donations. That's another thing, Eggy, is like, don't ask the common people for donations when you clearly have the means yourself to donate, right? Maybe the Vatican should donate some money to these fucking charities. Huh? Cooler moving his hand to the See, this is where it's like I don't know any terminology about mechanics. Like what is the thing on the back of the truck that the trailer attaches to? Is a massively charitable organization. It was conquered recently, forced to come under Italy, as I understand things. Interesting. Like, what would you call this? It's the button that basically detaches the ship from the trailer. What would you call that? I don't know what to call the device. People I spoke to in Rome said they can't stand it, and it's basically an annoying inconvenience that it's in Rome. See, I think talking to the people that are closest to the area and how they interact on a daily basis with that environment says a lot about the environment. The ball and the cup are both called a hitch. Okay. Then what do you call the process of detaching? Like, should I just say put his hand on the detach button? I feel like that's a little lazy. Hundreds? Actually, I need to check the timeline on that. A while, anyway. Vatican was never conquered. They were besieged for hundreds of years, and then Mussolini ceded the land for political points. Uncoupling. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, there you go. Okay. Because that instantly put the mind of, like, because, like, I'm trying to imagine, what do they call it when like, the pieces of the spaceship pull apart? It's called uncoupling, right? Like, when they send, like, the main shaft down, and then, like, when they hit the atmosphere and they detach the words right now, I can't even think about this. Decoupling for a spaceship. Coupling and uncoupling for space haulers. Okay. To the... So what should the button be called? Like, just the uncoupling button? Like, there's gotta be a terminology here that I'm missing. Release. The release button. Need to play more Kerbal Space Program. Maybe make it a Switch. That sounds cooler. I like that. Because it's like, it's supposed to show this is an old piece of shit, motherfucking falling apart spaceship that fucking sucks. Bro went from Johnson jokes to hard science. Well, it's like, if you look at most of my recent stream highlight reels, it's like the first 3 clips are me motherfucking laughing my ass off. And then the rest of the clip is me talking like hard world building. You know? We're talking like serious shit. And then it ends off with me saying like, fuck you. But I just love how it's like all of them at the very beginning are me just laughing my ass off at some stupid shit. And then the end of it is me like, quantum mechanics and how it interacts with light. And that causes the wave function to collapse, which causes the waves to turn actually into particles, which creates matter. And that's how the idea of quantum mechanics pulls matter from nothing. I got banned from a stream yesterday making food jokes. Oh, Eggy. Some people are assholes, man. They got no concept of humor in their chats. Umbilical is what you call the tube you attach to the station or another ship. Moorings lock the ship with a station or another ship. Okay, Sean, think of it like this. I don't know if you were here yesterday, but like the ship is like this. This is the ship. This is the trailer. This is the engine. So he's decoupling like this so he can move the ship out. And then take off. Because I don't know if at this point, if he's sitting here at the loading bay to go pick up another thing, if he's taking back the trailer. It was a UFO discussion, and they were talking about shapeshifters, and I said I would force them to shapeshift into Lucy Liu. Ship is behind the cargo pod, right? Yes, the ship is behind it because there's no like gravity, right, in space. Plus, you have to have the engine, and if you had it like a tow truck pulling it, your engine would be firing directly into the trailer. So I thought the best way to do it would have the engine at the back. The front of the ship is like a massive bar kind of thing with like arms around it that kind of go like grabbers like this. So imagine it like flat like this. right? And then the arms would, like, fold off of the ends, kind of like this, right? Like, I guess a good way to show it would be like this. It'd, like, fold out like this and cover it. So you could pull it back like you were pulling off a casing, right? So they just kind of, like, fold over and grab onto it with the 4 hitches. The ship is behind the cargo. I think one thing I learned is that the reason some of my relationships go bad is that I'm not accepting others into parts of my life. I isolate and push others away because I start thinking this needs to be done alone. Or they wouldn't accept me / understand. Ah, I see, Caliber. I try to be as upfront as possible because I like to see what normal people tell me is the bottom line, and where, like, creative, like, intellectual, high-minded people think where the line is, and I like to adjust that line based upon who I'm interacting with. Like, I'll literally drop my IQ when I'm talking to certain people because I can't bring up certain topics because it'll just fucking go right over their head. Just like a barge on a river, boat pushes the barge. Also, there should be multiple cargo pods that attach to a central spire coming forward from the ship, so a tug can grab each pod when it's detached. That way you could have cargo for multiple destinations in a single run. Yes, Sean, but the problem is, it's funny you mentioned that because that's one of the upgrades that he specifically, when he buys his first ship...
I could go for a tug.
Same, Levi. From the ship, his ship that he buys, his first one. This is like the low end business ship that they're leasing to him. He wants an upgraded ship that has that kind of thing, so that instead of, like, because what he does is, he'll drop it off. He'll wait around for like a week for it to get unloaded, reloaded, and then he'll take it to another destination. So he only does one trip at a time. But his goal for the future is to be able to do multiple trips. So he can drop one off, spend another couple of years, drop one off, spend a couple of years, drop one off, spend a couple of years, drop one off, then go back, pick it up. Because he's not on a time constraint. Like, as far as he's concerned, like, his entire backlog of 10 years of work could take him 12 to 15,000 years to do, and it still wouldn't even be close to mattering. Like, his entire job is to just get rid of backlog. That's all it is. So time constraints do not matter because the time constraints have already been, like, overthrown by 100 years. So that's why timing isn't really important to him. It's more of not wasting his own personal time. So that's where it's like his initial idea of, oh, I want to get a ship so I can just do multiple runs. So I don't have to spend weeks basically at dry dock sitting around doing fuck all. Pods should be universal. So we drop one pod and pick up a different one. That is a requirement to ensure the cargo is always protected, even on the worst ships. Yeah, but you gotta think about it in the fact of he is, like, the lowest of the low in, like, the food chain of, like, space truckers. Like, he doesn't even have to worry about getting attacked by pirates, because they know his junk is so fucking worthless. So it's like those kind of elements will be brought in as he gets, like, higher and higher up the chain of, because, like, let's say right now he's working with year 5,000 technology. He's in the year 8,000. So he's working with technology that's 3,000 years out of date. He'd be stuck waiting for a week or more for an extra pod to be available for his worthless ship, but the pods themselves are universal. Well, it's like there's grades, right? Like, it's like time grades. So it's like his ship can only take grades. Standards rarely last 1,000 years. Yeah. So it's like everything changes, and he specifically can only pick up certain things. And 90% of the time when he travels somewhere, there's no other cargo. It's literally just him on an almost abandoned station. And then, because that's the progression that I want to show, is that he's struggling to get his ship to even work. He can barely unload his ship. He can't pick up cargo because his ship isn't compatible with it. And it's like just to give incentives as to reasons why he needs a better ship. But the fact that it's all under company leased ship means that the company already has standards set up for what this ship can do, and he can't deviate from those standards. So he is like, his entire life basically played out on the computer for him that just says, here's your next destination, and he could flip through the list for like days and find a destination that's 6,000 years into the future that he has to do. Connection points can't change without a universe wide overhaul, even on his ship. What's he got going is truly unfair. What he's got going is truly unfair. Well, it's not even that. It's just like I said yesterday, as technology progresses, the newer technology becomes extraordinarily more expensive, so that the higher ends will always have the new technology, but people will always slowly fall further and further and further and further and further behind, creating this technological gap that causes people to basically be stuck in a certain class because everything in their world only connects to, let's say, this time period, right? Like, to the point of, oh, maybe at some point in time they found out that changing the air oxygen level and the pressure on certain ships improved humanity. So it's like, you can't even go onto the higher class ships because your body can't handle the atmosphere that they're living in. Like, that's how far off a set of class you are. That you're literally an entirely different species from people that are rich. Give him a VR set with food integration. Eggy, that's what he's going to get eventually. But instead of getting addicted to porn, he gets addicted to making money on the stock market. It's like a whole different kind of gooning. Holding arms on... I'm just going to call it the trailer. Began to retract. Once again, the entire ship rang like a bell. Or scenes. And we are at... strapping himself in. Right. Reset. Woke up in the middle of sleep by alarm indicating high CO2 levels. No, because it's the ship that he's on. It's not the trailer cargo itself. So the Uniceps can't help in this factor. So that's another thing, is that he's on the ship itself, so he doesn't have any help. Hmm. Can I share a funny with you? Yes, you can share a funny.
Computer, generate 8-foot-tall Futanari versions of Bryce Dallas Howard and Eva Green. Reprogram to give them severe maternal instincts, but make them think that having sex with someone is the same as protecting them. Alter their perception to make them think that I am their son. Disengage safety protocols and run program.
Sir, we don't have a holodeck. This is a storage cupboard.
True. True, Eggy. True, brother. I believe it. I believe you. I was thinking it too, man. I was so hopeful. I was so hopeful. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, my dashed hopes. My poor dashed hopes. How could you? It is the disengaged safety systems. Yep. True. That's what gets it. I don't know why I put quotations there. I'm retarded. Thought it might give you some cryo inspo. True! It did. It did. Because we're going to the engine room now. So we gotta wonder what the engine room looks like. Like this old, like I just imagine like steaming pipes with valves and like flipping lights on stations with like, you know, something else. Oh, Sean, are you here? I totally forgot about cat version. I just really want to write this story. I just got into it before even thinking about it. So what we'll do is we'll probably write this scene, finish this engine scene up, and then we will read cat version and play some Schedule 1. I'm here. Was kind of thinking you were going out of order, but it's your stream, so you know. True, I am, Sean, because I'm just super excited. But, yeah, no, we can go straight to cat chapter 10 if you're here. Let's do it. Where are we on this? Okay, unstraps, gets out of his bed. Pushes himself towards the engine room. He hits the engine room to inspect the filtration system. Maybe a grease hole in the dispenser. missing unit of filtration section. Inspection. It's like the rebellion threat is there from the start, but at every step so far, it's been laughable in its effectiveness. Yeah, exactly, right? And it's like, it's completely like, how are you so dumb? But then it's like, well, it's understandable how you're so dumb. Okay, that makes sense. Yep. I can't spell. I wonder if there's a different spelling of George that refers to when you're about to vomit, but are holding it back. Gorge? I don't know. I just think heave. When you feel your gorge rise, it means you want to vomit and you barely keep it restrained. Like you're heaving, you're like, like that. Because then there's when it like actually comes up and then you swallow it back down. That dry heave feeling. Yeah, but then what is it when you actually throw up and then swallow it back down? And you can taste and feel the bile in the back of your throat, even if it doesn't like come all the way up, but it comes up to like, you know, not quite to the back of your tongue, but like just before your tonsils. And so you can feel the thickness in your fucking esophagus. It's like, why didn't it just come out? It's like the poo that tried. It's like, nope. Too tight. Shit. Good point. It might be that, rather than that feeling like you want to hurl, but aren't. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not, I make up my own meaning, you know? That's why I like to be poetic with things and just replace words with feelings. Because I think it just adds a cool aspect to it. Which is why we're trying to do that less and less and more in dialogue for certain characters and leave that as an aspect of like Shakespearean quality, essentially, for like plays and stuff like that, where it's like you can understand why they're replacing those words because they're trying to be poetic in an essence, right? So it kind of fits with the character and the dialogue. But it's not just something... I've heard that phrase in many stories in the past, and so I use it when I feel it hits. Yeah, I've heard it before. I'm just retarded, so don't listen to me, Sean. I can't read proper dumb. I mean, I can't read dumb proper. Jesus. Oh. Okay. So now we're gonna get into like a deep, deep exposition here. This is the real shit right here. Or is it not yet? Okay, no, it's within the next... So he's still... He's still... yeah, he's still in the engine room. Some kid on Hellish Mist stream was wishing they'd grow up quicker. You know, we're both telling him or her not to wish for that. Enjoy living in the luxury time. You're gonna miss it. True. You think you're a prisoner when you're a kid, and then you find out you're truly a prisoner when you're an adult. Because you thought you would get freer when you're an adult. No. Just the government's now your parent. And they expect things of you. And it's fucking bullshit. I just want to fuck around all day and do nothing. I mean, I'd write, but I consider this fucking around. This is me writing. This is my creative process. I don't take it seriously at all. Because the moment you take it seriously, it should be like bouts. Like, the way that people do, like, writing, what are they called? Sprints? I think those sprints should just come naturally in the moments when you're fucking locked in. Like, that's how I like to write. I just randomly throw shit together, and then it'll be like, yes, connected! And then it's like, ha, yes, it fits, right? You get free when you're an adult, but that's the problem. There's no correct path anymore. You're winging it the whole time. True, and half the things that are told of you just don't come true. Like, go to college, get a job. Go to college, work a minimum wage job. Didn't go to college. Should have gone to, gotten into the trades or something. I should have tried to get a Bachelor of Arts. You know? Cram the thoughts onto the page and worry about the details later. Exactly. Exactly. That's its name, right? Kirkstand 556677. Yeah. Sorry. There she goes. Your uncle. Kirkstand 556677. Are you okay? Thinking of like how language evolves over time, and I'm wondering how he should say this. Like, are you okay? But they don't say okay anymore. They say something like, are you... Are you good? Do you need assist? Protected life support failure. Please respond. Last out. 23, 56, 76, or 67. Stamp. What up, Scottmeister General? We were experiencing that, what I would say was the sprint, and that entire part there was that moment when you're like on fire in writing. It always weirds me out when I watch the lawn care videos from Australia and see their water heater outdoors just sitting out in the lawn. Wait, you can do that? What? There's like 18 layers around ours in the basement. Were the muses flowing through you? Yes, Eggy, very much so. I don't think their winters are even as bad as ours, but still, I'd want it in some sort of shed at least. I love when that happens. It feels like surfing a wave. Yeah, true, Eggy. True. Okay, here's the exposition moment, guys. This is the big one where we explain how cryptocurrency works. Okay, there needs to be some sort of exposition as to... Oh, no, I'm dumb. That's coming up. That's exactly what it is. Because he's like people are going to be asking, okay, well, how is he watching the news? And then it's going to immediately explain how cryptocurrency works, how the NFTs work, and how everything works together and with an AI that was possible with the idea of, like, quantum entanglement. Okay, I'm going to add in a caveat here that I never even thought of. That what he is hauling is actually, like, the origins of the Stargate technology. And what he's doing, he's going to the farthest reaches of the universe, or the galaxy, and he is giving them the computer components that are quantum entangled to the main system. And his ship is quantum entangled to the main system, so it can receive instant information from everything. Technology, which was his purpose of late, at least the last few hundred trips, had been specifically for upgrading the older Central Humanity AI to gather all information simultaneously while also categorizing and what else would it do? Analyzing data to best adjust for human existence. The top 10 stock options which this AI believes humans consider above all else. Thus, it has been commodified into its own currency system. NFT-based crypto currency allows the NFT of a concept to represent the established fact value of that idea to be used as method of currency. This allows ideas to be shared and spread through the stock, crypto stock. Yeah, we're gonna do it. I can't spell Buddhism. I had the H in the right spot at least. No, actually, quantum technology should be like the very first one because it's what makes everything possible. And then coffee. And then sex. And then uranium, which runs everything. And then Sethism, because Sethism. Because that'll be a thing, right? Quantum technology 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are any of these important? The uranium is, but I think they'll just say these 5. These 5 concepts above all else. Quantum technology, coffee, sex, uranium, and Sethism. Thus, they have been commodified into their own currency system, a NFT. NFT-based cryptocurrency that allows the NFT of a concept to represent the established backed value of that idea, so it can be used as a method it can then allows ideas to be shared and spread through the crypto stock. What do you guys think about something like that? I'm gonna take a toke. But does it kind of get the idea across that it's like these are the most important things that people care about, so that's what they're backed on? Just like what the gold standard would be for currency, but instead, because of the world just so fucking ridiculously insane and it's not necessarily gold that people actually care about anymore, it's these top values, which are the highest stocks on the stock market. And if you got in on these stocks at the beginning, you probably own, like, not a point, but a single-digit percentage of the galaxy. Like, 1 or 2% of the entire galaxy. You own it. It's a fuck ton. It's a fuck ton. It's thousands of star systems. Not hundreds of thousands of star systems. Yo, bro.
Back to back.
True, bro. They docked like brothers could. They docked like battleships should. They docked like only brothers could. No one could stop Mario and Luigi from docking.
Choose a number 1 and 16.
You heard it here first, boys. The AI has chosen 12. There you go, Valiant boy.
C congrats.
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you, thank you.
Valium Boy Twitch cheered X12. Thank you so much, Valium Boy Twitch. Your support is much appreciated.
True,
less than
brother.
4, less than 3 plus 1.
Boom.
Dude, what are you doing? I'm giving you my earth germs. I'm gonna kill you with my cold. Die, alien!
I'm not an alien, Dillweed. I'm a henchman.
XD
You're
the
not a
Santis is
venture
broke.
brother.
He
Who the
got
hell
4
are
bits
you?
left.
I'm Hank's friend.
Yeah, I got that.
Would you believe I'm Brock Sampson's long-lost son?
If that were true, I don't think I would have caught you so easily.
I couldn't run because I had a lighter up my ass.
Okay, now I believe you're Hank's friend.
You should really be saving your bits for someone who's deserving. Like, I'm not, I mean, I'm glad, but, like, I don't think I deserve your bits, bro. Like, go give your bits to someone who deserves them. I'm just here chilling, man. I appreciate it, though, Valium boy. If you really feel like your bits aren't going anywhere good, I mean, fuck it. I guess I could do better with your bits than you can. But it's a decision only you can make, good sir. Toke a bowl, puff another bud. Merrily, 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 merrily. Weed is not a drug. Sean, you know exactly where that shit is going. What? No, we've hit a maximum character list. Fuck. I was wondering how long we would be able to do this for. Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm just gonna create another one. Why the fuck not? Do we have enough? No. Okay. Okay, we're gonna take this. What is this? No. Okay, we can take this. We're going to copy this, and we're just going to put it there so we don't lose it. The archives are being cleansed. No, they're being swapped. Because there are things on here that aren't poems. So we can have another category, which we add. And we go, panel title is chat creations. And there we go. So we take things that aren't poems. That's a poem, that's a poem, that's a poem, that's a poem. Wait. No, that's not a poem. That's just good comment. Okay. Yep. Okay, this is definitely chat creations. We can move that over. This is a story, so we can keep that because that's a great poem. That's the one that we just did, right? We can get rid of that. No, we're just establishing the Dewey Decimal System. True. Okay. I'll take that as Valium's poetry. Okay, I think we're pretty much good. Submit, submit. Alright. You are once more immortalized. Immortalized into Strem, sirs. We hit a maximum character list. That's pretty cool, though. Okay, we get rid of that. Now we don't need that. What do you call, like... It's not like leave. Is it like reprieve? When you're like you're like on layaway, right? Did you read my previous comment starting with he's an oldie but a goodie? Wait, what? He's an oldie but a goodie. Go to hell, go directly to hell, do not pass God, do not collect immortality. True, Sean. List of the... He's waiting for the cargo ship to get unloaded. Like, what happens when you're just, like, waiting around for, like, the ship to get unloaded? Think of a few people out there you'd love to say that to directly. True, Sean.
WTF you talking about?
If you're just tuning in, Valiant Boy, we're talking about the story. And I'm like, his cargo ship is being unloaded, right? And he's like on layaway, waiting for the ship to be unloaded. So is it called layaway? Standby? But, like, for this sentence, like, he spent the rest of the X looking at trade routes that would maximize his sleep potential for... But, like, there's a specific trucker term for it. Let me see if I can find it. My friend's dad was a trucker, so there's some, like, odd terms that I know exist. I can't remember what they are, though. Okay, I know where it comes from. It comes from layover pay. It's called layover. Layover pay. When they're waiting in the trailer to be loaded or unloaded. So he's in layover. Rest of layover. Calculating the longest routes on his next shipping output in order to maintain the longest sleep. Cryo sleep periods for the next 150 years. With his one freedom, choice of how to efficiently move all products. You would break from the algorithm. His investment didn't pay off, it wouldn't matter. Also, vice versa. So we're here now. Where it's kind of like exposition about the next like 150 years about how like he's like kind of over time and he's like looking at history, and cuz like his one main point of like keeping everything together is that he loves history. So he's always watching patterns in history that allow him to basically interpret and predict things because of the amount of time that he's spent in cryosleep and the amount of time that he's spent watching things unfold and happen. That's why he figured he'd be good with certain investments, but he was just shit out of luck because he's dumb. But hey, he figured it out. We just invest in this new technology that's going to do everything for us and we don't have to worry, and we're going to get fucking rich, big, fast, motherfucker. He can see the dollar bills in his eyes. But I think we're gonna stop on that, and then we'll come back to it with like the next scene, and I'll figure out, because like this is pretty much how far I thought, like in depthly, was like up until the end. How do we get into the montage? Over the centuries and penny stocks. This new Stargate tech built slowly until prototypes are built. So yeah, we're at the point of like extreme montage moment. So
Show me booba.
actually, I can do it better on here. Hold on, because you can spam this one. Is that enough booba for you?
More booba.
True, Smokey, true. It doesn't work with Goon because it's inappropriate. So I can't spam it with Goon, but we can do that one. That's a great spam. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good time. Now this brings up a big thing because it shows that in the first scene when he's docking, there's no gravity. But what he normally does when he docks is he stops the spinning of the ship to prevent gravity. But that's during like an accelerate or a deceleration phase near the end. So I'm still don't know if that still happens when he's inside, and I'm wondering if gravity plays any role inside of the ship, and if we even need to mention that other than like a world building aspect. So I was gonna say he could have jumped if there was gravity to do so. Next bunch of halls went by like the rushing river, waiting for the inevitable to see. Calculations had been on the lower end. Growth over growth of technology over the 150 years of the last halls sent him into a further to realize he now had the money to buy his own, and not just a ship. Enjoy the stream, bro. I've been lurking away. Hell yeah, Iggy Mayo. Sounds good, bro. That's perfect. I love it. Thank you for lurking, good sir. I'm glad you feel the need to jump out and say I'm enjoying it, because this is usually what I consider the dullest point of the stream, where I'm just locked in, just like, you know, doing my own thing. No, this is my favorite part. Ah, nice. I also really enjoy the reacts. Yeah, I could see that. I like them too. It fleshes out a lot of my world building and everything, and just like the ideas behind writing, and it's like, it's good for you guys if you guys are writers, because it's like, it's learning things, right? And then it's like, I try to put them into like practical context of use in my own writing to show you guys, you know, how I interpret it, and then, you know, we can have like a discussion back and forth about it and stuff. So It has inspired me to have a go at a short story sometime. Hell yeah, Eggy. That's good. I'm glad I'm inspiring people to write. It's like I said, I'm an idea reader and writer. I don't care how badly or how errored or how fucked up your sentences or whatever it is. I want your idea. Whatever you're trying to present, you know, I just want to know your story. I don't care if it's good. I don't care if it's well put together. I just care about the idea. Is the idea worth it? That's all I care about. And generally, if the idea seems worth it to me, then I'll read it. And I love isekais, so it's like cat version is just easily, boom, instant. That's why I miss dating. I used to love hearing people's stories. Yup. Oh my god. I have so many stories from fucking back in the day of like my friends and shit. The shit that we would do when we were in high school. What we would do like between in my 20s and stuff like that. Fucking every day going over to Buddy's trailer, fucking playing beer pong, fucking getting wrecked, fucking listening to music, just having a good old time, getting the bitches over, you know? The fucking good old days. Now I'm an old fucking man. So live your days, kids. Live your days, man. One day you'll be an old man like me. His eye on a specific slinky class is already put out an offer for a few of the last decade. No responses as yet, however. Maneuverability and the structural integrity of the ship, which was able to extend itself out using multiple engines to keep pressure steady across the ship, enabling a significantly reduced time for deceleration due to the speed at which the ship can handle stress of an immediate stop. Okay. Truncated. This would cut the time on his deliveries by about 40%. More deliveries, more money, more investment, more money. He would play the cycle, continue to monitor public viewed Stargate technology. Had Mexican food last night, bro. I've been on the toilet for 30 minutes. I'm getting scared. Oh shit, bro. When it's bad, it's bad. Have you been to Vancouver Island? Yes, that's where my grandparents are from Victoria. We used to go there every, well, almost every Christmas when I was a kid. Up until, like, my teens. But like I say, I want to die like my grandpa, comfortably and in his sleep. Unlike the passengers of his vehicle. Is it worth seeing, do you think? Oh yeah, no, Vancouver Island is fucking beautiful, dude. It's amazing. It's like the Hawaii of Canada, honestly. No, my grandpa had skin cancer and he died in his sleep due to, it's like essentially like kind of a dementia thing, where it's like your brain's shutting down, so you just kind of go into like a dissociative state and you just lie down, go to sleep and die. But he was very depressed because he had multiple skin grafts. Like, he didn't want us to come over because he literally didn't have a face. It was fucked up. It sucks, but that's how it is. Rip Papa Talks, too. True. I mean, he was 72, so he had a pretty decent life, right? I mean, he smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day and died from skin cancer due to exposure from the sun. Yeah. Life's a fucking bitch. Yep. I mean, it was just normal. It was natural. It was marketed. I think cigarettes are the only thing that's sold as close to, if not more than sex. Grandpa used to be outside so much people would shout racial slurs at him from cars. Damn. It's that fucking dark because he's tanned, right? It's like having a roofer, something like that. Someone who works outside on a farm, something like that. Extremely dark skin, right? Especially in like Canada and the US. Yeah, they had no knowledge of the risks, I guess. I mean, it's just one of those natural things, and it's like people say, you know, it's more of a risk now than it was 100 years ago. And it's going to be way more of a risk in 100 years from now. Right? To the point where it's like, we're not going to be able to go outside during the day. It's like day and night are going to swap. It's going to be like 150, 200 years from now. It's like you don't go outside during the day, you go outside at night, and it's like there's satellites in the sky that basically make like daytime at night. Or, you know, maybe we built something to block out the sun so we can just actually have like a day and it's like a permanent eclipse or something like that. Or knock out 1% of the sun. That's always what I've thought. Wouldn't that be something that you could put into orbit to, like, reflect the sun's light back? Cloud seeding everywhere? Yeah. Chemtrails! He would play the cycle and continue to monitor how the public viewed the Stargate technology. They had not wanted to accept it. Gone back to the histories of old Earth in 21st century, the rise of the miner. AIs. At the time, the struggle of the people against the change that AI could produce significantly altering the direction and speed of human technological development. Genetically modify 800-foot tall Hitsune Mikus to create shade. True! You know what we really need?
Reports from all over the country have been coming in about what appears to be a giant naked man over the continental United States. We now go to Tom Randolph in New York. Tom?
Well, the eyes aren't twinkling and the dimples aren't merry, but I'm standing under a nose like a 70-mile cherry.
Thank you, Tom. Let's go now to Eric McMahon in Los Angeles.
We've got feet here on the West Coast, Bill. Giant feet, even relative to the giant man's size. And you know what they say about that.
Well, if the old adage is true, one can only wonder what's going down in the Rocky Mountains.
What?
Oh my god. Yeah, we could just have a giant space homeless dead homeless spaceman. Or, you know, also an incest space baby as well. That one works too. Are they still making Rick and Morty? I never see it discussed anymore. As far as I know, yeah. And this is how we draw it. Because I was like, how do we go from this? The universe fights against the new tech. Jervik compares it to the rise of AI and how pushback there was for tech that could rewrite the course of human history. To reflects on his life and family and why he chose his loner life. His new ship. Thinking about his new ship. Yeah, see, then we have like the different docking scenes showing the ship spinning for gravity prior to docking procedures. And we gotta figure something out here. Or it's just like now that it's just showing it again to show like just, okay, confusion resolved, all good. All right, Sean. Yep, sounds good. Do you have something worth naming after? Abandoned his family long ago. Never had a wife and children. He had 2 brothers. He was the oldest. They always looked up to him. Could feel the weight of their reverence upon his shoulders. It had been a burden worth carrying, at least at the start. Being fascinated with wanting to see edge of the galaxy, how far human civilization has been pushed. Accepting of his desire to be a trucker, they knew what it entailed. They worried that their son did not truly grasp concept himself. Was not for themselves they were practical for his own sake. You could see that first in books. Gold fades after use. Now, within this predicament, that had landed him predicament. Placing all his eggs in one basket with technology stock. Crypto stock. Maybe the last scene. So I think what we're gonna do here is makes a deal to buy a ship. His last haul on this company ship is to meet up for sale and the ship back to company. This is where we place the spinning, the gravity scene, and the cargo tanker being the ship being pulled through the center of the cargo trailer to create to perform the deceleration maneuver. Where is... Oh, right, it's this one, right here. So, he's talking with the AI. We've got... a little bit more. And then his family... Yeah. Thousands of years had passed. If he had any relatives out there, extremely the data reset over 2,000 years ago due to the implementation of the quantum AI. Was said to be a conspiracy by the upper governmental institutes of the humanity progression. Conglomerate.
Miku7 is now following. Thank you for following Miku7.
Miku7, thank you for following, man. How's it going? Welcome, welcome.
Hi, sweetie. The Hatred was just telling me you used to Arch Commander Consummate.
We're in the zone of writing
perfect
currently.
match for us.
I'm not that interested. Are you smoking?
Who?
You.
Why?
What, why? Are you smoking?
baby.
What? When did you start smoking?
1989-ish?
So you have been lying. Now,
How are you doing,
sense the filled ashtrays, the burning
Mitku7?
pine-scented
Are you a writer as
hairspray.
well, or you just enjoy creativity
Gay
and
voice?
the spreading of ideas and that kind of thing, or are you just here to fuck around because we love to have a good time here? Show 'em, Smokey. Psst, Smokey. That's the cue. Shit. He might be AFK. But welcome. How's it going? Hi, Mitku. This is not a place for liberal sissy snowflakes. This is a place for sissies of all kinds. True. You don't have to just be a sissy snowflake. You can be a sissy masochist, like me, where we love to be beat down, humiliated, insulted, and just generally all around degraded, but also physically, right? And we're still a sissy, so it's okay. You can be a thick-skinned sissy. I forgot to turn the music back on. My bad. I describe a talks for you, but he defies labels. Nice, Eggy. Nice. I love your play on words. You're good at this shit. It's more of an idea, an energy, a scent even. Ooh, that's good. A scent. It's the last thing that we have. We've cracked sound. We've cracked sight. We've cracked like feeling with like 4D theaters and shit like that, right? But we haven't cracked smell. Smell is the one thing we can't do. Scent is too sacred to be sent electronically. No pun intended. You know when you encounter him, but you're never quite sure when. Why am I writing this? I don't even know why I'm writing this conspiracy. What is... Oh, right. The data being deleted. They could figure out how to send data instantly anywhere in the universe once it was quantum entangled. But they couldn't figure out how to make it all compatible with the old data sets. It did sound ridiculous, but it was a bureaucracy after all. There was no limit to the idiocy of its components. Why can't... What, is the E supposed to be there? There! We created a new file with the same name and just spammed it full of web dings, and the IT team said it must have corrupted. Me and a friendly accidentally deleted... a friend accidentally deleted a girl's whole year's worth of work on the school PC. We created a new file with the same name and just spammed it full of web dings, and the IT team said it must have been corrupted. Damn, bro. That's fucked up. That's why you don't trust those systems, man. You always have a backup of your own. I literally didn't have a PC or a laptop or anything, so I used a... And they're like, oh, you have to type it out. And I was like, well, I'm not staying in the fucking library. So I literally had an electronic typewriter that I typed. And it had, like, a section where you have, like, 85 letters. So you could do, like, error correct before you hit enter. So you wouldn't accidentally fuck it up. But it was so bullshit. It was like, yeah, you can't handwrite. I mean, it makes sense. Like, you guys have seen my handwriting, right? If you don't focus. Yeah, it's fucking bad. It's really bad. I don't know, I can barely read it. You tell me what that says. This looks like an ancient language. Here, I'll full screen it. That'll probably make it easier. I blew other sailors' mind in the Navy because I was pretty much the only one that could write joined up. Oh my god, this thing is so bad. Focus, motherfucker. Yeah, I don't even know. I see business, I see about, new stock opportunities. He checks on technology to do with this. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know. So everyone says, are you a doctor? You should see my signature. My signature is fucked. You can't... and half the time, I dot the T and I cross the I. In Scotty. So it's like there's like two lines with a dot between it, and then like a line with like a line going up like this. It's really fucked up. But that's just how my signature is. It's fucking unique. That's all I can say. Let's see your signature, and it'd be so funny if you show me the 3 digits on the back of your card. I swear, bro, it'll be so funny. No, I wouldn't write out my signature because that would be my actual fucking name. Even if you couldn't read it, you could probably decipher it somehow and come up with something close enough. I mean, my first name is one thing. My last name is a completely other fucking story. And it's just because my first name happens to be in my name. Swear, bro, we can clip it. It'll be so funny. I mean, if that causes me to blow up, would it be worth it? Would it be worth it, bro? Because the only reason I would blow up is because of people fucking trying to... And just flash the front of the card just for shits and gigs. Yeah, easy peasy. Nope. I need to get rid of this. Where's Toe Connoisseur when you need him? Are you lurking out there, Toe? There was a girl that accidentally posted her card on Twitter because it had a fancy design. Fucking idiots. Like, when I showed you guys, like, for instance, when I did this. Oh, that's not what I want. Mysterious toe connoisseur. No, I won't show it. But like when I bought the Hatsune Miku thing, right? I covered any. Oh, it's gonna fuck up the screen. Yeah, but I covered like the part that's like incriminating on it, right? All right, I think we're gonna stop there for now. I like slowly working this out because it feels a lot more fleshed out, and I'm like, I think this might actually be our first really good short story. Once it's like edited and done, I think this will be like a really really good like mind-bending short story. And it's going to be of like an actual decent length as well. Because again, we've still got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 more scenes. This is your most rounded one, perhaps. Yes. And the fact that I'm like taking it slowly and I'm not treating it like a speed run. Like, the other ones were just, like, speed runs. Like, get the idea out of my head and on paper. But I'm confident now with getting what's in my head on paper, right?